So my friends and I decided to go on a road trip last weekend, just to get away from the chaos of city life and enjoy some fresh air. We packed up our bags, loaded the car with snacks, and hit the road with high spirits. The plan was simple: drive to a cozy little cabin in the woods that we found online, and spend the weekend immersed in nature. Everything was going smoothly until my friend Dave, the self-appointed navigator, turned on the GPS, and it started giving directions in riddles. We thought it was just a quirky new feature until it began to get eerily specific. "Turn left where the cow jumps over the moon," instructed the GPS, causing a ripple of confusion in the car. We laughed it off, thinking it was some kind of promotional Easter egg, and turned left at the next intersection, which incidentally featured a very moon-like water tower. But things escalated when the GPS said, "Continue straight until you see the chicken crossing the road to get to the other side." We couldn't believe our eyes when we saw a lone chicken casually crossing the road, as if it had been hired for the occasion. At this point, we were both amused and slightly concerned about the GPS's accuracy. As we drove on, the riddles became even more bizarre. "In 200 feet, you'll find the answer to life, the universe, and everything," it announced mysteriously. We burst into laughter when we spotted a sign that read 42nd Avenue just ahead, confirming that this GPS was either a genius or completely mad. Our trip had turned into a live-action puzzle adventure, and we were increasingly invested in seeing how far this absurdity would go. Even the fuel gauge seemed to be in on the joke, dropping to E just as the GPS said, "You're running on empty, but don't worry, your tank's bark is worse than its bite." Finally, after a day filled with laughter, confusion, and questioning the sanity of our GPS, we arrived at our destination. The cabin was as charming as advertised, nestled in the woods with a perfect view of the sunset. As we parked the car, the GPS delivered its final instruction: "You've reached your destination, where all roads lead, unless you're on the internet." We all stared at each other, puzzled, until Dave smirked and said, "I guess that means we should log out and enjoy the weekend." And with that, we did exactly that, leaving the riddles and roads behind for a few days of much-needed relaxation.